Hi, I'm Andrew Simpson with Ether Automation, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to submit time entries into Zoho Desk using Zoho Creator. Now, if you've seen my previous video, or one of my previous videos, I showed you how to have a Creator app that submits a comment into a desk ticket by searching for, the tickets that are available. And in this one, I'm going to show you in the same form. When you submit that form, not only will it add a comment, but it'll add a time entry based on the start and end time. So let's start out. I'm just going to share my screen, and hopefully I'm sharing the right screen. Otherwise, this is going to be a short call. Great. So in my previous video, I had set up a form where I can select my desk ticket, and it shows all the available desk tickets. And then I could type in a comment. And then I had these two fields that I just added for the sake of the video. But in this one, I'm going to show you how to submit these as a time entry into Zoho Desk. The reason we would do that is for things like billing, right? To bill against the ticket, which then that time entry integrates into Zoho Desk very easily. So let's start out and let's go and edit this application. I'm going to go to workflows. And if you remember from the last one, I had populate tickets and then update desk ticket. And all update desk ticket did this app dot add comment dot input ID. We're going to do a similar thing here. So we're going to create a new function. And this function, we're going to call it add time entry. Give me a Deluge. We're going to put this in the default namespace void, and then we're going to have the same argument as that other video. So ID inputs, and it's going to be an integer. Create function. Great. So we can start out here, or I'm going to show you a trick that if you're a developer, you should know about. If you're not, you should know that developers do this. I'm going to, this is the previous video, this is the code that I made in the previous video that submits a comment. I'm just going to go ahead and copy all of this because it's very similar, right? And then I'm just going to paste it in here. And so now let's look at modifying this code so that it includes the time variables or the time entry. So let's start. The first thing we need to do is rather than create the ticket, right, with a comment, we want to change this to update time entry, right? And so how are we going to do that? So let's go to Zoho Desk API. We'll go to the documentation. And then we can see on the left-hand side here, there's probably ticket time entry. And then we can add a ticket time entry. So here is the URL we want to use. It's actually very similar to the current URL we have. Only difference is this time entry thing here. The next thing on this list is we can look through all this data, but there is a required field called timestamp, right? Which looks like, or executed time, which looks like this, okay? So in our section, I'm just going to remove this comment map. After we get the creator record, we want to get the executed time, right? And then if we go back to the API, it needs things like minutes spent, seconds spent, as well as hours spent. So let's go ahead and add that too. Calculate time delta, right? And then, yeah, that's basically everything we want to do here. So let's start out by getting the executed time. Now, if we go and do info creator record dot start time, right? And if I use an ID that I've already done this with, right? Let's go ahead and save. Execute. And it looks like this, which is not quite the same format as this. So I'm going to show you another trick, right? If your all Zoho products are kind of weird around date time, right? Now, these wonderful guys at Workflow Academy, not sponsored, have this code available. So I'm just going to search for this, right? Workflow Academy Deluge dates time, and boom, here it is. It's probably this first one. Now, they go through all the theory, and that's fine. That's super great. You can read this if you want, or you could do what I do, and I just go to their GitHub page. No, wrong link. I just go to this link for the GitHub page. And this is effectively the stuff we are looking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that and go back to here, right? And let's paste it right in here and then just indent it, right? So I'm going to say, rather than time equal current time, I'm going to say time equals start date time. Boom. And now if I execute this, you'll see it's a lot closer to what we're looking for, right? Now, this is a lot closer, right? It has the dates, then there's a T, then there's the time, and then a time zone. We're just going to modify a few things to make this work for our specific purpose. The first one is, if you remember the date, it didn't actually format it to here. So let's go and add 2 dates right in here. And now it will, here we go, here's the format we want. Finally, there's this .000Z or Z in here instead of a time zone. So let's go ahead and just change that in the time zone section. Let's save and let's run it again. And now we have a perfect date time format that we are looking for here, right? Real simple. The next one down here is to calculate the time delta, right? So let's go seconds equals, and then we have this creator start time that we're using up here. And we want to find the difference between the start time between, and the end time, right? Info seconds. And if I run this code, you'll see something interesting happens. It shows the hours, minutes, and then seconds in this nice, interesting format. So if we want to get the seconds, we can go to list, and then within that list, we want to separate it by that, .get. We're going to get the third one on the list, and since computers count starting at 0, that's the second one. So this is our seconds. And then if we can do the same thing, if we want minutes, I think that's how you spell minutes. I think there's a U there, minutes, spelling counts. And we could do the same thing for hours. Great. So now we have the time delta, so the seconds spent, the hours spent, the minutes spent, much like here, minutes spent, seconds spent, hours spent. So then finally, all we need to do is add this stuff into the comment map, right? So let's add comment map.put, and the first thing, the required one, is this executed time. So we'll put that in here, comma, and then we'll get the time reformat. And then I'm going to copy the whole thing, and we want to do the other two, which is the hours spent, and we want the minutes spent, and we'll do seconds spent. You know what, let's just seconds spent again. And we can very easily just put hours, minutes, seconds. Then finally, let's go and info the comment response. We'll make this time response. And now when I save and I can execute, you'll see that, boom, it just added in this this comment or this time entry. And if I go to my tickets, time entry, there it is, right? Added a couple minutes ago here. I don't know why it's saying this time, but it was added a couple minutes ago. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to click close, and I'm going to click done. And then we're going to go back to the original form, update desk ticket. So on successful form submission, we can tag on this function here. So this app dot add time entry, and then we want to do the same thing here. Update. So now when I submit a desk ticket, so here is my special time entry. And let's say the start date was today, but it was like earlier today, you know, at 10. And the time that it was submitted was, you know, a couple hours later. I'm going to submit. And now when I go to desk, here's my special time entry. And here is my special time entry. I hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next video.